Hi guys, welcome to Krystal's Korner podcast, episode 3. And I'm super excited to have Tristan Starchild on my show. For those of you that aren't familiar with him, he's one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite hip-hop artists. I like to call him a rapper with a higher consciousness. That's my designation for you. He was on Close Encounters for all of those all those Alien fans. This is your boy right here. He has a new release I want to talk about called At the End of the Day. Exactly. And I also wanted to share Tristan's story with you guys because I know that a lot of you are indie artists out there, and the whole point of my show is for artists that are coming up, doing it yourself, which is pretty much everybody these days. If you're a musician, that's pretty much where you're at. Even at the highest levels, it's still very DIY. And this guy is like one self-contained, everything, all together, 360. He's been doing it for a while. So for all of you out there, any advice that I try to pick his brain about, definitely listen up because the boy knows what he's talking about. All right, so I'm just gonna jump right in. Tell me and Krystal's Korner, watchers and listeners, a little bit about yourself. How long have you been an artist, first of all?
Well, I've been an artist all my life, you feel me? Because, some people, they learn this, and some people are born this way. And I've been artist all my life. My first art was literal artistic art. And this is parallel to my dad, too. We both started as this. And I used to draw all the time. I love comic books, everything like that. So I used to draw all the time. Then segue into music, and I figured out once I got older in high school, that's when I started getting into music.
Got it.
So it transpired on my page too in the musical realm.
And I also know that you actually played cello.
And
so how did that segue into becoming a lyricist interested in hip-hop? That's like classical's way over here.
Classical
and you
radical.
Wouldn't expect necessarily someone to be that into playing a classical type of instrument into wanting to segue into a career in hip-hop. So how did that come about?
Well, I love music, so I wanted to learn an instrument because I really wanted to expand on that and really challenge myself. And they had a class that we only did like one class, and they were like, what instrument do you want to play? And I looked at the cello, it looked sexy. I said, that's different. Let me do that. Even as a kid, I was like, I don't want to play violin, it's too high. The cello has a nice range.
Cello has always been one of my favorite instruments, so I get it.
And I could have went the typical way and be like, okay, let's play piano, let's play guitar. But even then, I thought different. And I was like, let me see what's up with that cello. And I learned cello. I became the best at the school at cello. So good in orchestra. It was good, but it wasn't what I needed. Then I went to the Coburn School of Music. That's when I became a cat. Like how we are a cat. So how I became a real musician.
Right.
You know what I mean? Practicing every day, getting good at your craft, learning how to become something that's so foreign, but then have it be speaking fluent.
Right.
Then from then, what was the next level? Got to go to Berklee College of Music because this is just a path.
In my Berklee rivalry here. I don't know if we can be friends. That's some East Coast, West Coast shit right there. Am I in Berklee rivalry? Oh, hell yeah, come on.
Ain't no rivalry because Starchild is all about peace.
Of course, you would see, remember that whole rapper with a higher consciousness thing? Here he goes about peace. No rivalries, I only, see?
He's a
new type of rapper.
That's just the West Coast version, the East Coast version, you know what I mean? So once I did the music, but then I really, and even in high school, I dropped my first album and I was slanging it in the hallways for $5.
Really?
So I was taking people's lunch money. You feel me?
Oh my God.
So even back then, I was thinking, entrepreneur.
Where did you get that idea from at such a young age?
Well, hip hop was popping, and all my favorite rappers, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, they had to sell like they trunk.
Right.
So I said, I don't care. I'm at Beverly High School. I'm gonna sell this.
See, I feel like that's something that is different and very specific and unique to hip hop as opposed to other genres, because everybody who knows me knows that I come from a rock background. You know, I come from a blues rock background. That's just what I gravitated toward as a guitar player initially in my career, and now I'm getting way more into other genres, way more into pop, into hip hop. I mean, into you know, different DJs. Obviously, the whole big EDM thing that has been happening over the last few years, even though it's kind of dying down a little bit now, but I'm getting into other things, and I've noticed, just coming from a rock background, that hip-hop artists tend to support each other more in the beginning stages than other genres do. So if you have something to sell, you know, like especially, you know, back a little bit in the days when, you know, you could have I mean, you could still sell, I still know a lot of people that sell physical CDs, but when you could, you know, sell your mixtapes and stuff like that, I feel like that's something really unique to hip hop. Why do you think that is? That it's so, like, the whole mixtape thing is definitely like really a hip hop thing. That doesn't really happen in other genres.
I think because most hip hoppers are business guys, and their business could be anything. That's like, you know, you're taught, let's get this money. Like most music, like, that's why hip-hop is still endearing, because even if they do make a lot of money, in hip-hop it's not selling out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas other brands, oh man, you used to be the best garage band ever, now you're on tour, now you sold out, you're making pop songs. But in hip-hop, if you make pop songs, I mean, within interest, because there's still people who are like hardcore, keep it hoodie, yo, let's keep it goody, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then there's a lot of people that, like, we want to see Jay-Z rich. We want to see Snoop rich. Like, that's the reason, like, because when you come through the front door, your first impression, your best impression. If you come through the front door, like, I'm about this bread, and you make the bread, you're tight. In the rock world, you can't be about the bread. You got to be about something else. And then, why you got to...
Right. Also, a little bit.
They also are ex-drug dealers, so let's get this bread.
Basically, I just look at you as like a new type of rapper. Yeah. Like, if I didn't know you, well, you know, it's kind of easy for me to imagine, even though I know Tristan really well, it's really easy for me to imagine not knowing him, just because I follow him on social media. So it's kind of easy for me to, like, take a step back and look at him as just, you know, how would I react? Like really objectively. And I really feel like you're a new type of rapper that's coming out right now because of so many changes socially and culturally, just in every genre. And that really is being real to the point of, even if it's not... Even if not your personality, but even if something about you or your life is not necessarily traditionally cool, to be real about that anyways. Like, just for example, I always listen to interviews. I listen to, like, every interview of every celebrity on YouTube. I will spend all night on one celebrity interviews for years, you know? So, one night I was going through Drake interviews because I didn't know anything about him, and he's been pretty much all I've been listening to these days besides Tristan. Honestly, as far as any genre goes, Drake is all I've been listening to for the last, like, 2 months. Straight up, just Drake all day, Timberland all day. Yeah. That's it, pretty much. Tristan, Justin Timberlake, that's, like, on rotation. Just four, you know, only 4 dudes right now in my head, you know? And I was listening to a Drake interview, and the interviewer wanted to poke at, you know, people say you're too nice. You know, one of the interviews was like, you know, I like to listen to you, but sometimes I can't because I feel like you're just too nice. Like, you're not really like a real rapper because you're so nice. And, you know, you always talk about you're all up in your feelings, and, you know... And it surprised me that his response was, yeah, you know, while I'm a new type of rapper, you know, the interview was 2015. He's like, it's 2015, you know, he's like, what am I going to lie about where I'm from? Yeah. I'm supposed to act like I don't have feelings. He's like, actually, I feel like I'm more real than the realest motherfuckers out there, because the real motherfuckers out there they're not in tune enough with themselves to be able to admit when they're hurt, angry, feeling sorrowful, having any kind of feelings, because they're so scared of having those feelings. He's like, I'm not scared of being a real person. He's like, that's where my confidence comes from. He's like, in fact, it's the exact opposite of what you're thinking, because all these people, all these rappers that you think are so hard or so real or so really they can't man up to having a feeling. He's like, dude, I'll have the feeling, and it's just, okay, like, I'm a real person. It's a new day. It's a new type of rapping. It's a new type of hip-hop artist and everything. And I feel like that's really kind of where you are coming from as well, because you're like, Tristan talks about a lot of stuff that most hip-hop artists don't, like, wouldn't really be maybe comfortable with talking about stuff like that for whatever stupid reason. I don't really know why, but like meditation, positivity, along with other stuff too. I mean, he'll talk about positivity and meditation and, forgiveness and, I mean, a lot of different stuff, just being real about stuff. I mean, at the same time, you can also talk about flexing on my ex where, like, I just upgraded from you, bitch. Like, I'm not even thinking about you. So, he's multifaceted. It's not just, I'm a hard motherfucker and I'm DMX, like, I only have one emotion and it's...
You wonder why these artists get typecast. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they doing. They profit on they typecast. You know what I mean? Oh, he look like a pimp, so he should rap about pimp shit. Or he rap, you know what I mean? Now it's a new day. People want to see depth, dimension. You know what I mean? Drake gives you dimension. He don't rap always soft and, oh, my heart's broken.
Yeah.
That's just being real to him. One time, he gets his heart broken. Next time, he's ordering bottles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, now he's going 0 to 100 real quick. You feel me?
Real fucking quick, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get that vibe of like, hey, man, that's real. Especially artists like Kendrick Lamar, they're breaking down.
Who just swept the Grammys.
And y'all on him, but we from LA. We this is our boy.
That's some old news.
We've seen him on the come up. Like, we've seen him work with Dr. Dre the first time. You know what I mean? We've seen him go up, and guess what? He was from Compton, but what he does is gangster, but he's definitely not a gangster rapper. In any other terms, he's just a real rapper, and he's showing you that these people who you think are gangsters, they're real people.
Right.
They cry too. They actually have more emotional depth than the average person out there, because at a young age, they have to go through so much.
Right.
Having their best friend killed, having their mom, this, that, and the third, drugs, life, money, being poor, no resources. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, the reason why I feel like somebody like Drake is so big right now, or even Kendrick Lamar with To Pimp a Butterfly, all that kind of stuff, is because the ladies are jumping on board with that shit. Like, it can't just be one-sided. Like, the reason why they sell in such high numbers is because they have the female demographic as well as the male demographic, and to grab that young female demographic, you can't just be the same old rapper guy that talks about stuff that chicks can't relate to.
Let's talk about how Drake is not only hot as a rapper, but let's not forget that this guy took over the R&B game. So much impact that every R&B artist
used to call me on myself.
His biggest hits, he ain't even rapping on. You feel me?
Yeah.
This ain't on accident.
Right.
Because that's real. Yeah, everybody melodic.
True.
And I'm melodic now because of that.
And that's a perfect segue to my other topic that I want to talk about.
Oh, I'm good with the segue.
I want to talk about how you feel the fact that before, maybe when you were like, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, whatever, that you really had to either be signed. Really, that's it. Really, there was really no other option. Like, you had to be signed in order to get your music down on tape. Right. Like, pretty much, unless you had some shitty, 8-track or 4-track or something, but if you really wanted anything. You really had to go for that record contract. You had to.
Just
you know
to
what
get
I mean?
in the studio.
Right, but now, you know, and just being at exactly the right time in your prime, exactly, you know, 17, 18, 19 years old, exactly when it was the whole business, especially in LA, especially here, was going from that kind of mindset, the big contracts and that whole thing that's now a dinosaur, right into, hey, you know what, you want to record? Then it's up to you. Save up a couple $1,000s, maybe not even that, and boom, you can record yourself and now do it on your own.
I love it.
How do you feel that? What could you take away from that, or how do you think that it has affected your career right now? Like as far as just coming up right at that digital revolution hit.
I think it really changed my life, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I am. Because I learned because of that, and because I could get a recording program, all I had to do was look it up and find it and figure it out, which I like to do anyways. I was recording myself in high school. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing it already.
That was before that was big, though, right?
I was doing it before, because I seen everyone jump on the bandwagon, but I was in high school really doing it. And off a crappy mic, they didn't have like
they didn't have
Pro
that
Tools
kind of
was
stuff.
still, because I did engineering class, and I saw the Pro Tools rig back then.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was
you couldn't
huge.
just download it.
You can't just go get it. Oh, let's go get it for the low. Now you get it for $200. There you go.
Yeah, no, it was not like that.
But like I'm saying, like I was doing off of a literally like a microphone mic, like a microphone to for your computer. You know?
Right.
My first ones, I actually held the mic and was rapping into it, just because I was like, I have to try. I have to do this. And I forget what program I was using, but it was like not even Pro Tools.
Yeah,
it was like
me too.
Some really basic. And then the Macs came out, and we got GarageBand, and then we went nuts, and then Logic came out, and I use Logic to this day.
Me too. High five, Logic, bitches!
Logic, bitch. You got Reason, I got Logic.
Hey, nice.
But if there wouldn't be Tristan Starchild music. I don't believe, because what if I just had to sit around as a rapper and be like, oh, let me just save up money to go into a studio, and then when I go in the studio, I don't even know how to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's too many barriers. Like, what am I gonna go in there as inexperienced and pay for? No. But now I can sit at the leisure of my home and keep rapping, and I've been rapping since I was 15. You know what I mean?
Right.
Into a computer. So I'm glad I did have the instrument side of it, because a lot of people, and you could tell, they've never. Now you can have a whole musical career and not even play a lick.
Not know shit about music, really.
And you could tell.
You can hear the monotony.
You can
hear the monotony in this. The whole song. It's like,
with me,
woo!
I came from not only a music background, I came from an orchestra background.
Right.
So I was in chamber orchestras and all types of stuff like that. So because of that, I learned how to arrange. And I always mix my own stuff, and always had that ear for space. And I think that's from my
Tristan Starchild quote.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't call me for a couple days, because a star needs space. My other question was, what advice would you give a younger hip-hop artist that's coming up right now about how to make a profit from their music and how to make it profitable and real and make their career work?
I'm telling you, number one, you know, a lot of people say, do your plan A, just do it. If the plan B don't work out, don't care, just live your life, go plan A all day, right? I say have plan A, B, and C. And by the way, A, B, C, always be cool. That's another one of my Starchild isms, which is another single, maybe coming soon. So, ABC, which is also a clothing line, maybe coming soon.
Oh, it is! Oh my god!
ABC, always be cool.
Alien baby
clothing.
Oh, shit.
And actually, I'm glad that we brought this up, because I wanted to shout out to TrueStarchild.com, because if you check the link on Alien Baby Clothing. Guess what? You could support a young artist right now.
You can.
And you could buy my t-shirts. And guess what? I got them in men's and ladies. So all the Star Girls and all the Star Children.
I'm the president of the Star Girl fan club.
Yeah.
So if you need this shirt, just contact me.
Yeah, and get it at tristanstarchild.com. But that's a perfect segue.
Perfect segue.
What I'm trying to tell these kids.
See?
I'm trying to
promote
tell
yourself.
I'm trying to
make
tell
that money,
the
right?
Starchild thing. Get your money first. So what do you have to do first? You gotta get money for yourself first.
Right.
So if that means working that 9-to-5 job, then there's no shame in the game.
Right.
Don't be one of these artists that is just, well, I'm too good for a job. I'm too good for this. I'm a diva already. You know what? You're not at that level yet.
Right. You can't just lie your way to the top.
And if you are, you play on YouTube and it would have got 1 million hits already. So what are we talking about? I say get your money first, because guess what? If you have any business, especially a music business, and now great, because music business is not so expensive. You don't need $1 million budget to make yourself pop in your city.
Right.
You need maybe a couple grand, but guess what? You can make that. So
right.
Make that money first. Do your craft every day like Krystal used to do 10 hours a day. That's because she had to drive. But all I say is do at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day of working on your craft. Hours if you can do it. But those other hours, don't be sitting around laying at your mama crib. Go get yourself some money. There's no
right.
shame in the game. And if hip-hoppers can tell you that, get your money. And guess what? It'll give you a oomph to get up and sell your album instead of having 1 million songs on your computer and we don't know who the fuck you are.
Right. Like we were just talking about the other day that Jay-Z came in the game with money.
With money.
You
and
know,
guess what?
Nobody wanted to sign Jay.
At the time, nobody wanted to.
That's one of our biggest heroes, you know. Everybody kept saying no.
So what
him and his team kept getting the door slammed in their faces. Now just imagine Jay-Z got the door slammed in his face. Jay-Z!
Arguably the best.
Like arguably one of the best, if not the best.
If not the best. Hard Knock Life.
How are you gonna now imagine all these? Now it's like, damn, you know, one of the best, if not the best, kept getting no's. So where does that leave you at?
So that's B. Be yourself.
Right.
And then C, you gotta see it through. Everything you start, finish it. A lot of artists, we are
bounce around,
known for having ADD. It's why we're such good artists. Who else is gonna sit in their room and play and practice 20 minutes a day every day?
It's partially like a compulsive thing.
It's our nature to do that, right? But you have to be disciplined. So that's why I say get another discipline too. Don't just limit yourself to just being a musician, because this is how it goes for me. Anything I get good at, take that musician skill to be able to take something that is foreign, like playing guitar, and make it your language, fluent. But then do that over here. Build a business that's outside of your music. Don't be afraid to limit yourself to one. Oh, I'm just a guitar player. I'm just going to be a guitar player until I die. Well, okay, then don't be mad when that's all that happens for you.
Right.
Build a business over here. Whether it be your t-shirts or promo, cool. But if it's totally different, it's not selling out to me, because guess what? If you're a true musician, you're always going to dip into that money and put it into your craft and reinvest. Right. So the best investment is the one in yourself. But I say don't be limited. Be limitless. If you're into something different that's not music, do it too. Don't be afraid to get a college degree in something that's not music. We're still young enough to do that. We're always young enough to do that.
Always.
And it's only going to help you, because guess what? While you're over there, you're going to think of stuff for this. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. Look at Jay-Z. He don't build just rap. If he just lived off his rap music, he'd be a cool millionaire, but he wouldn't be as rich as he is now.
Right.
He's got different interests. He loves sports. Now there's Rock Nation Sports.
There is?
So I say that to say that, and they have agents and everything. I say that to say this. I mean, he owns the Brooklyn Nets. It's a perfect segue.
Oh, yeah.
You dig? And guess what songs they could be playing? And he owns his own masters. So, trust me, the things that they say no to you is going to be better. Otherwise, you're going to be at Amy Winehouse and just be talented. They're going to give you a budget, and you don't know how to do anything else. So you're a victim to your own success.
Right.
You can't be that way. You want to be limitless, so that, hey, music ain't working out right now? Cool, I already built up this portfolio over here.
Yeah.
baby, I know you see me too. As I come through, 1, 2 on the beat like Kung Fu. Who do it like I do? Nobody. I saw you through the Illuminati, the Starchild, baby, and Krystal Khali. I saw you chilling in the aquarium. I brought you to the solarium. Oh yeah, you can carry him, Starchild, no barriers, and you know that I tear it up, where you from, America, lands of hysteria, but don't get carried away, they call it namaste, that's cause you can go when I'ma stay, Starchild, baby, do it every way, cause at the end of the day, 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 piece of positivity is namaste. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, let me say what I never really wanted to say. Let me open up my heart chakra. Metamorphosis like Kafka. The way I rock it, but I'ma rock ya. Rock star, not a pop star. But I'll take your heart out the Pop Tart. Then I came and rock off the hot start. Starchild, I rock like a race car. I came through up in the space star. If you see me, you know how I do it. Starchild, I meditated Buddhist. Who's this? Got you out and do this. Out these scenes, you know how I do this. Kiss you up on your cheek, screw this. Stab you in the back, screw this. Who do this? I do this. Me and Krystal, that's the nucleus. Who's doing this? Starchild. If you wanna know, calm down. I give you motivation just for your soul. Just to let you know it's out of your control. So you should let it all go. And you should just let it flow. It's KK and Starchild, baby. Who's that? That's Starchild. As soon as I come through, calm down. Oh, I'm about to drop the bomb now. You know who I are now. Are no thought, not. It's just Starchild, baby, bouncing off like an astronaut. Oh, thank you for the thought. The way I rock off the top is off the drop. Starchild, baby, all I smoke is purple. Anything you see me in, a crop circle. Space Jam, everything you see. Instagram me and these places. NAMASTE. Guaranteed to give your girl a STD. That's a Starchild transmitted disease. Starchild, baby, make you shake your knees. If you see me, I'm like Orlando Bloom with some Leonardo DiCaprio up in the room. Rap like Jay-Z, but I look like Timberlake. The Starchild, baby, let me get my cake. If your girlfriend come through, that's Ricky Lake. That means she talk too much, and I gotta break. If she chill with Starchild, she know how to be quiet. The Starchild is just too violent. With the styling, and I'm profiling, shining, grinding, just like a diamond. Krystal Khali just came into the room. Goddamn, they some videos, give them some room. If you love Starchild, then you put me to the womb, to the tomb. You can't break up with me, cause I don't break up with you. It's Starchild, baby, I might need to take two. And if I take two, I'm probably gonna take you, and you too. Ooh, she can get it. Starchild, baby, I can pimp out a cigarette. If you wanna get it, you get the real limit. You can be limited, I'm limitless. This is Tristan, this is Tris, and this is just the flow. It's Miss Cleopatra coming at you, no denial. If she loves Starchild, then she feeling the style. I am the king, and she's the queen, so I need the crown right about now. If you want to get it in a second, wow. Yeah, give me a sissy strap. Krystal Khali's the female Jimi Hendrix. If I said it, then you know I fucking meant it. Starchild finish you like a sentence. Let's just Starchild attack in a menace. Every time you see me, I'm gonna tell you how I be. DMT on the M-A-T, M-A-S-T-E. You know how I do it, baby, let's proceed. Give you what you need and give you what you not. Starchild, baby, you know I'm sure at the top. If I ever keep on going, you know how I'm flowing. Blowing your mind and going inside every single type of time. If she wanna get it, she can get it right now. Starchild, baby, you can call me Starchild. Every time you see me, man, you know I'm so loud. And I walk around so proud. I am out of the space, but I'm still down to earth. If you see me, I'm always lighting up the perf. And you know I got divinity inside, so I don't need a church. You know how I work, you know how she twerk. You know how I do it, baby, yeah, that's from surf. I've been doing this since high school, since I was playing cello. Now I'm popping narrow. What you wanna do about this young fellow? Popping champagne, still doing the damn thing. Chris on guitar. If she wanna rock hard, she can rock hard. And you know that when I can shit out of a pop star. We don't fucking play around. You see my alien aggression every time I step on the ground. I just came in so profound. Motherfuckers wanna see me now, but you weren't with me then, so therefore
I don't even comprehend what you really wanna send. Sending me mixed messages all the time. I need yes or no answers. Rhyme, I just do it, everything's in time. Starchild, baby, I just can't help but shine. Turn off the lights and I'll open the door. Starchild, baby, soup de jour, and that coupe de jour, and that's for sure. If you want to get it, you can get on the chord. She hit the chord and I hit your vocal cord. Starchild, I'm a local lord, bitch.
I mean, got us.
Thank you so much, Tristan Starchild, for coming on Krystal's Corner.
Thank you.
If you want to catch Tristan Starchild, just go to tristanstarchild.com. You can Google Tristan. He's the only one. He's the only Tristan Starchild in all of the whole internet.
In the universe.
So it's pretty easy. Catch his Instagram, Tristan Starchild. SoundCloud, Tristan Starchild. Twitter, Tristan Starchild.
Actually, my Twitter is T Starchild.
Oh,
because it was too long.
T Starchild. Okay, because it's too long. And just from one podcaster to another, I want to give a shout out to Pod Awful. Jesse, what's up? He's not going to acknowledge you exist, but I will acknowledge that you exist.
Ooh.
Thank you so much, Tristan. Until next time.
Hey, I wanted to thank you. My attitude is gratitude, and I'm grateful that God put you on earth to bless so many beautiful people with your style, beauty, and talent. And I always thank you from the bottom of my heart, and namaste.
Namaste.
Starchild.
Flexing on my ex, I'm just flexing on my ex. Flexing on my ex.
You gotta keep it humble on your hustle. If you see a weakness, exploit it. Cause you can make moves like Jay-Z. You could go live in jail for being trying to have some pride. I'm so not the victim. If I get convicted of a crime I didn't commit, I will plead guilty. Ain't no making of a murderer over here. Starchild, man. You tell me oh, did you kill that woman? Yeah, I did. Now can I get out this car? Oh, hey, in order to get selected, you must get rejected. It's the best show I've ever been on. I ain't gonna play victim. I ain't no cancer.
Dang, I forgot how talented I was.
Me too. Stay ready, so I'm forgetting.
You're ready. I was gonna ask you to do.
Look at how sharp I am. I'm sharper
You're
than
looking
attack.
sharp.
I mean, the jewelry game of my shit, like, I don't think they understand, like, this is gonna be a hard act to follow. Man, who else you going down an interview and a live show? Motherfuckers, you know, every motherfucker, they ain't prepared like this. Who is this fly, man? I don't know anybody like, did you see this shirt?
I do. Okay.
This game.
Okay.
Guess what? My ideas are too expensive to do on no shoestring.
You can't do a Boz Lerman type. You could fake a one. You could.
If they spread rumors that I am self-centered, just know it's probably true.
You're like not self-absorbed though. That's the funny thing. You are, but you're not at the same time.
Isn't that powerful? You can do both.
These aren't really like that.
Hey,
They rehearsed that
can
shit.
you drop a freestyle? Oh man, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's how I thought you were gonna be. But you're
That's not me. Might have to take the shirt off for this one. We can give you different angles for your Star Spangled. Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. It's okay. You're gonna end up in my lap at the end. I saw you picking up the glass of bottle of champagne. I didn't know if you were gonna hit me.
Honestly, all I spit is facts now. Ex-boyfriends, they giving me dap now. Are you an actress? I need you to act now. Any fantasies that you wanna act out?